Yo, what's good? It's your boy Dude Speaks,
It's your boy, Jason Alexander.
and we are the Clearly Confused podcast where we are unscripted, unfiltered, and probably off topic. Jay, what's happening with you, baby?
Man, ain't shit happening, man. I am ready to get this fucking week over with, man. It's the longest 4-day week of my life. I'm
Oh,
telling
man.
you, man, these last 2 weeks, man, these last 2 weeks been a pain in the ass, man. I'm just ready to get this week over with, man, and move on to what's happening next. So
Definitely ain't mad at that. Definitely
how
ain't
you
mad
been,
at that.
man? How you been, man? Feel like it's been a minute, but it's really only been a little over a week. But
Yeah, it's definitely been a minute. I've been doing good though, man. Doing good. We got a special guest with us today, so I'm definitely feeling great. First co-host on the Clearly Confused podcast. Got my little brother, fan favorite, Russell, aka Wiggly Mays. What's happening with you, Wiggs?
All praise to Allah.
What's happening with you, baby?
Oh,
good,
man.
How's your week going, Wiggs?
Oh, it's going wonderful. It's a blessing to, finally made it through the week. Like Big J said, it was a long 4-day week, but we here at the end of it now. Get the fellowship and have a good conversation with my brothers.
Right.
Let's get it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'm mad you had a 4-day week. I'm like, shit, where my day off at, man? Hell, must be nice, shit.
y'all don't celebrate President's Day where you
Hell
work?
nah, we ain't celebrating no damn President's Day. Hell nah. You know, I don't think, besides like working in the government, I have never worked anywhere that had leave for President's Day. To be honest with you.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
We got a paid holiday for Martin Luther the other day.
Yep, yeah, we get off Martin Luther, but President's Day, it's a wrap. Like, I took my trash out yesterday, the usual schedule. I'm like, damn, I ain't picked my shit up. And I looked at the thing, and it was like, oh, yeah, the week skips a day because of President's Day. I'm like, man, wait, you know damn about no President's Day, man. Shit.
I really wish they would take the Martin Luther King holiday off the national holiday list, and all black people just don't go to work. You feel what I'm saying? We
Now,
just
I
stay
actually
home.
like it, though, man. I like it just because it is a good reflection day. I always like those for reflections. Like Black
Yeah.
History Month. And I know we already kind of hit on that. Like Black History Month, it's like, yeah, I know they ain't going to do too much with it, but it is nice to have it for us to celebrate. I was talking to my kids about this yesterday because they was like, oh, we finally doing something. I'm like, yeah, y'all doing something at the end of the damn month. I'm like, don't worry about it. I'm going to give you all these facts you need along the way
Yeah.
anyway.
Right.
But now, fellas, let's go ahead and jump into the mental check-ins, man. Who wants to kick it off with us this week, man?
Go ahead. You got it.
11.2.
Whoo, woo. All right, man. We need some explanation
All
on
right.
that. What's got you
Right.
up?
Check this out. I woke up this morning. I was still black and in good health. So that's for one. That's just for one. But more so, I would say, man, easy week at work. Was able to showcase my abilities in numerous aspects. So not to be self-gloating or boastful, but I do like to accomplish certain things and be able to receive recognition for it. I'm human, so I can admit that. So just receiving certain praises. Just also watching my son just continue to develop throughout his sports journey and stuff like that. Just seeing little improvements. Coming off a little great game he had the other day. We got a good weekend plan. Me and him gonna go to a monster truck jam over in Lexington, and
All
my
right.
baby girl was she been sick for the past couple of days, but she went to the doctor today. Everything was negative. She's her chest and stuff's clearing up, so we on the way up, baby. It's all good.
That's love,
Right.
man. I ain't mad at that at all. Let me see. I'm gonna put myself. I'm gonna do like an 8.4 this week. It's actually the first
Okay.
time I'm really thinking about it. It's a pretty good week, man. One of those times. It's funny, Wiggs. I felt really appreciated at work, man. Helping out a client out in the Pittsburgh area and just getting good positive feedback from them while I'm still there was like, oh man, it's rewarding. Because I like helping people out, man. That's why I like my job. It's all about finding solutions to people's problems and helping them run their business right, man. So it was really nice. Trying to think what else. I don't celebrate Valentine's Day, but me and my wife actually had a really great night on Valentine's Day. It just happened to be on Valentine's Day weekend. But yeah, it was nice, man. Trying to think of anything else that's happened since the last recording. Crazy. That's really it on top of my head, man. But no, it's been good, man. I ain't got no complaints right now.
Hey, you know
Right,
what?
right.
Just to piggyback off something you said, when you said you and your wife had y'all had a great time, just enjoying the day and celebrating each other, but not necessarily placing the emphasis on the Valentine's. And that's the main key. I don't disagree with people taking their ladies out on Valentine's Day. Yes, that's necessary. Women like to be spoiled and things, but if you just cherish every moment that you got. I know sometimes it's unpractical to think that we can do that, but I just like how you posed that whole statement. And me knowing you, I know that you wasn't placing too much emphasis on the whole Valentine's idea, but you were still being able to shower her with that love, man. And I think we as a people, man, we got to get out of the social media posting and the we want to do something because everybody else is doing something for this day, and really live in the true essence of our purpose and really want to love somebody and show them that love,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right.
That's what it's
right.
all about. I'm not gonna be one of the people that's like Valentine's days every day.
No, it ain't.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah.
It's gonna be some good days, some bad days, but I try to show my wife love and recognition as much as possible. And I just don't. To me, we was talking about this in the barbershop. I was like, man, Valentine's Day to me is more for like the, single people. I'm meaning non-married folks. Like you married, man. I don't know. You still want to wine and dine your wife, and shit ain't like she ain't important no more because you get married. But it's like I'm leave that for y'all single couples. You know what I'm saying? Y'all still in the little honeymoon phase of shit. So. Nah, it was good though, man. Where you at, Jay? How you checking in this week, boss?
Man, I'm gonna be the Debbie Downer. I'm rolling in this week at about a 6.5. Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I've been to the doctor's office 3 times in the last week. Got to go again on Monday. So, man, just shit going on, man. Trying to get shit taken care of. Trying to get shit wrapped up, man. Trying to stay healthy, be healthy, all that good stuff. 'Cause, got to go to the doctor, man. Got to go to the doctor. Got to stay healthy. I ain't doing nothing but getting older, man. And shit, these pains, man, they don't go away, man. They don't go away. So, long ass week at work, unmotivated, don't feel like doing shit, don't want to do shit, man. It's just, I don't know, man. It's just been a down week for me. Like I said, I'm ready to get this week over with, man, and move on to next week, see what happens, man. Hopefully next week will have some better news for me, better things in store. But 6.5 is where I'm at right now, man. Like I said, I hate y'all was so high. I hate to be the low dude, man, but can't bullshit about where I'm at.
Nope.
So,
Nope. That's what it is, man. That's why we do it, man. We ain't always all gonna be in sync. Some up, some low. It is what it is, man. It's funny because I had actually, to your point, talking about you got like multiple little things going on. I was actually talking to a monk last Sunday, and he was talking about his mother. She just passed, and so he went to visit her, and she was like, I'm sore over, monks. They all about how you perceive things, you know what I'm saying? So he's like, you need to enjoy those pains. He was like, when you're young, like 30s, you might have like back pain. He said, you know what I'm saying? You got that one pain. Now you're older, you've earned some more pain. So he's like, there's a lot of old folks that ain't even got no pain because they dead. You're like, they dead. They wish they was alive to have some pains going on to let them know that they still here, that they real.
Right.
So he's like, look, that pain is something to be proud of, to be happy about. Yeah, of course it's gonna hurt and stuff, but it's all about how your mind looks at things and stuff like that. So I thought it's funny you brought that up. I was like, he just said that too, man. But no, man, it's I'm glad everybody's feeling good enough to be on here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Absolutely, man. And I always say after stuff like this, even when I'm low, man, usually by the end of the episode, I'm charged up, feeling back good again.
Yeah.
And that's just the power of dialogue and conversation, man. For real. It's medicine in itself right there.
Yeah, you're right, though.
Medicine in itself. But now let's go ahead and jump into some good topics for y'all this week, man. Got some good ones coming up. Again, apologize for last week, but life was lifing. But here we are. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. First one we're going to hit on today. There's been some recent surveys that came out, and they've really been going on for a while, just measuring different IQ scores, things like that. So there's been some recent from a Northwestern University study. It was about 400,000 people. They really gathered a bunch of data from 2006 to 2018, just tracking people, their IQs. So the survey showed us there's been a drop in IQ scores for Gen Z compared to their parents. And it's been most prevalent in Norway, Denmark, US, UK. So it was interesting looking this up because I'd never heard of the Flynn effect.
Right.
So essentially the Flynn effect, it's just saying that IQ scores steadily increase throughout generations, usually about 3 points. Which common sense, we'd be like, okay, as generations go, we should be learning something, advancing, I should say. So it makes sense. So now we're kind of in a reverse effect now, starting with Gen Z, and it's kind of tricky too, because one, you can't just measure somebody's intelligence by an IQ score,
Right.
So it's hard to say. A lot of people will take this and be like, "Hey, does this mean that they're getting dumber or something like that?" And it's just it's so many ways you can take this. So many different ways you can take this. But is this something that you all have noticed in your encounters with Gen Z? That is anything seen off? And when I say that, let me just point out real quick the areas where they're scoring the lowest compared to previous generations and their parents in this sense. Attention span, which attention spans definitely drop as one of the highest ones. Memory, literacy, and numeracy. What you got, Wiggs?
Well, I will say this, Dutch. What's the best way to secure a home is to have a what? A strong foundation, right? A strong foundation.
Absolutely.
That's the best way to ensure that you have a strong home.
Absolutely.
Well, the generation of the parents of the Generation Z, they started off with that good homegrown American foundation. The work ethic. The certain life skills that they have used and made them applicable to their life. Real practical skills that they had the privilege to learn and gain have been replaced with AI, the artificial intelligence. So because so much information is at this generation's hand, they are missing that piece of having that strong foundation of actually being able to put in the work, being able to acquire the knowledge from actually experiencing doing the things instead of just being able to pick up their phone and Google it. So with having information so readily available at your fingertips, it takes away the piece of you actually putting in the footwork to gain the knowledge, to access the knowledge, which you have a better chance of retaining it when you do it that way, which in tune shows why the attention span is one of the main areas of where it's hit. They're not being able to look at certain things like long form content to be able to sit down and watch a 2-hour video explaining the process of something, because they're so accustomed to getting on TikTok and scrolling and seeing 8 to 30-second videos. So that is how quick their attention goes. I mean, you see it in everything with music and everything. I remember being a kid, fam, and vividly in 97, 98, still hearing, Brenda Had a Baby coming on the radio, and this song came out in like 92, so just the moment was longer, throughout the generations prior to this Generation Z. It's the moment it fizzles out so quick. It's like, heck, just 3 months ago, 21 Savage just dropped a new album, and they was on the F the Streets campaign, and him and Lucci and all of them.
Oh, yeah.
And you don't even hear about it no more. Like, people used to still be going on promo runs.
So quick. Oh yeah.
For their album, they might be on tour and promo runs for a year. So I think just the dynamic of the world and how the information is accessed and received for these kids is really playing a key factor into why the IQ is dropping instead of increasing.
Oh yeah, and one thing you said on there too, especially with the AI aspect of it, because when I was researching this too, trying to understand why, and the first thing I went to is AI, and I'm like, you know what, it wasn't really that much AI with them growing up. But to your point, they did have Google, even though we don't really
Yeah.
consider Google AI. You
That-
had that resource to go search and get multiple stuff sent to you versus like, shoot, everybody on here, our generation, we had to open up a book. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
you
saying?
know.
We had to search multiple different books to find that information that you wanted versus you could get on there, search, and get that quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is nothing bad. You want to
Nothing
be able to
bad,
get that
exactly.
information quick. But
And-
that is what they had available to them
Yes.
compared to what we had. Like, I remember growing up, we first started getting Ask Jeeves.
Come on, fam.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Ask Jeeves would,
Yeah,
I mean,
bruh.
he'd give you some basic shit, but definitely not what Google started doing.
Nah.
So, yeah, that is definitely a factor into it.
And see, the thing is, Dutch, AI is nothing but an upgraded model of all of these former platforms because it's not
Oh,
doing
yes.
anything but compiling results and narrowing them down. You know what I'm saying? So if you really want a true, concise, precise answer, you still have to go through and do the own research for yourself. It's basically just like a flunky, a do boy. Hey, nigga, go get me all the clippings out of the newspaper that say red in them. You know what I'm saying? And then they gonna bring it up to you. Whereas, like you said, we had the starting of the progression of the artificial intelligence with the Ask Jeeves and Google. You know, but when you type in something, you still might have to scroll down through 30 pages to find the most prominent source of that information.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
Oh yeah, it's it's interesting. Yeah, the attention, we can obviously see the attention, just from like social media. I know social media nowadays is on a whole different level. But if you think about Gen Z and how they grew up, again, I can think about myself as a millennial and seeing how like we were kind of the starters of using social media. I'm on MSN Messenger, High Five, MySpace, all those little things. But again, they came later, like, you know, later towards like middle school, high school time. They weren't as prevalent as they obviously were for like Gen Z. Because after when Gen Z got to those points, they was already well taken off, and a part of that everyday life is always. So it's that aspect of it's been a little bit different. Do you think, Jason, that they kind of? Do you feel like you see that with Gen Z? That you like look at him like, you know what? I can see that their IQ scores would be lower.
Well, when it comes to the IQ scores being lower, what kind of IQ tests are they taking? Because one thing that needs to be taken into account if we're gonna judge them on their IQ scores, has the test changed for the people in Gen Z? Because the test should be different for them than what it was for someone like me. Because when I'm Gen X, you know, I had a whole different process when it comes to taking tests and learning materials and things of that nature. For them, it's entirely different. So the IQ test probably needs to be changed up, not so it can skew their IQ higher, but to be a better reflection of what they're learning, because they're definitely learning things differently from what we learned and whatnot. So,
And how they're learning is different too.
And I don't have a whole lot of exposure to a lot of Gen Z folks. Most of the folks that I work with are millennials or Gen X. And I will say this, the one guy who is Gen Z at work is probably the smartest dude in the planet. So it's hard for me to sit there and say that Gen Z is not performing or that their IQ ain't as high as ours when the person that I'm around is somebody that I consider to be smarter than me. I go to him for advice. I go to him to talk to him about what's going on in the world. He's the person that I can have conversations with.
Yeah.
But again, his brain works at a level that I just really like. And like I said, for me, I don't see it, but at the same time, when you get on social media, you kind of see it there. And when you get on the internet, you kind of see it there. But when you get on social media and you see it, it's not just Gen Z shit. It's millennials. It's Gen X.
It's millennials.
Yeah, that's
It's
Gen
the
X, everybody. Everybody get
everybody-
retarded on there.
Yeah, man, and it's getting worse every day. Like it's just getting worse every day. At this point, man, I'm almost to the point. It's like shit. I don't even want to be on social media, but I know I need it in certain aspects of my life to achieve the things that I want to achieve. So I have to participate, but at the same time, I'm spending less and less time on there because shit gets on my nerves anymore. I can't.
Hey fam, Big J, you just hit a heck of a point right there. 2 points actually. So in order for us to get the best equivalent of a test that's equal to each other, we have to upgrade or at least change the test because how can you truly measure somebody's intelligence? You know, when you gain new information and new ways of gathering that information, you have to change the way that you assess, you know, the learning process of that information. So that's one thing. And also too, what you saying, the Gen Z person was probably who you consider to be the most smartest person at the job. That stands a very true statement, because I have met a lot of them, and the plethora of information that they have is phenomenal. But I just think the piece that they're missing, where they had this, to where especially your generation was outside and you had to learn how to use this and had to learn how to use this and not just use these and this texting. That's the piece that's missing, because you are intelligent enough to have a conversation and be able to drive a conversation, so you're probably able to reach a certain point in him to where he feels comfortable and able to share the wealth of knowledge that he has with you. But it's probably more awkward when he's in a social setting, because he's so used to communicating on electronic devices. That's from at least my experience that I have seen with the Gen Z too.
Yeah, I hear you. Now, my boy, he's pretty good. He's pretty good socially. I'm trying to.
He's nice.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to get him to run for union president. I mean, he's really good.
That's what's up.
Oh,
that's
man.
what's up.
He would make our union a much better union by far. But he knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's doing. He's not an idiot. He's not dumb. And like I said, he's got good social skills and all that stuff, man. So it goes to what I'm saying, man. I can't really shit on Gen Z.
Oh, man. I think
Hold on.
made some.
Hold on, I got another point, Dutch. I got another point that goes to the main point of the whole life. Environment and the people who raise you play a big part in how you interact with the world. I guarantee you, he got a good mama and daddy, and he's seen good training from the previous generation. So he is not missing those certain aspects that are necessary to take when you got to take from the old generation and the new generation and weld them together. And that's when you become a superpower, you know. And I see a lot of that, you know, a lot of the times these phones are raising the kid. But when you have a good parent and a good foundation, back to that foundation, when you have that infrastructure set up, it really doesn't matter what you interact, because that foundation is always going to stand firm. So, you know, he was getting that teaching at home, you know, and the different experiences that he amassed while growing up. So when you take that and you mix that, oh, it's a hell of a gumbo.
So I'll tell you one thing, and it's kind of the same in my situation. So I just sat here and thought about it. And I like, we don't have a lot of Gen Z in my company that I work with. It's mostly a lot of millennials, Gen X. Not to say we don't have any, but you get some interns, stuff like that coming in, things like that. So we just recently had I think we got 3 or 4 Gen Z that I know of on my team. They came in, and I get to meet up with them, and I'll be honest with you, man. I've been so fascinated. Even I just sat here and thought about it, I'm like, man, I just spent Monday through Wednesday working with a Gen Z guy at work, helping him out. And he was super intelligent, man. And I'm like, it kind of makes me think about this. And I understand their IQ scores are lower, but it's like everybody that I've met, actually talked to, especially in a business environment, Gen Z, they're super intelligent, man. They're super smart. And it kind of goes to the point, Wiggs is saying, we're all saying that they get that information. They've grown up having information fast.
Yes.
Now, we don't like, you know what I'm saying? You need to take your time, respect the process, do all this stuff. But they get their stuff, they're used to it getting fast, immediate. They want their results. That's why their attention spans might not be as sharp either. It's because they got that information fast. So I'm like, we took a lot of time in our lives just learning some of the basic things that they learned a week. That took us a year to maybe learn. You know what I'm saying? Just because now they have those resources. So to your guys' point, especially you, Jason, is what kind of test is it? Do we need to adjust that testing to better fit how people are learning now? Because these are old school IQ tests, which I don't know how these tests were done, but assuming if it started in 2006, it ain't gonna be too much of a difference.
Right.
But to me, it should change based on that, because they're learning different. Schooling is different. My kids don't come home with books and papers and shit no more. Everything's on computers, tablets. shit like that, multiple choice. They don't get homework and stuff like that no more. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. We just talking about, like, my kids don't even get they don't even have lockers, dog. Like, they don't get to use lockers at all. Because there's no point of it. You know what I'm saying? They got to carry everything around.
So, now go ahead, Dutch. Go ahead.
Nah, that's all I'm saying is, like, everyone that I've met and encountered has been highly intelligent. I just think that I don't see this now. First, when I first read it, I was like, okay, maybe they stupid. You know what I'm saying? They're a little bit stupid is what this is telling me. As I research and now think about it through experiences and stuff, I'm like, nah, these motherfuckers is really smart. They just are stronger in different areas than what we were. You know what I mean? So we probably did really strong in, obviously, like, attention, memory, shit like that. But they probably blowing us out of the water in certain other areas as well too.
Right.
We just don't know how to test them properly, especially these newer kids. Like, I think about my kid. You ain't about to do no regular IQ testing them. You're gonna say they retarded or something because they don't learn the same way as everything else, man. It's just all different now.
It really is.
And I think it's crazy how much has changed. And I never thought it would affect IQ scores like that either.
Yeah.
And I'm also wondering, too, why is it in certain countries as well that we're seeing this? It's not like on a global scale or anything. Because I know one thing. When I see other countries, even living in other countries and seeing how they do schooling and stuff, America, to me, is way off when it comes to education. We do not put nearly as much into our education as certain other countries, like the other top civilizations like China, India. Like, you see why they're continuously pumping out all these professionals, things like that come here. We have to hire them because we're not producing enough of that. We're not producing enough doctors, scientists, and shit like that. So we have to use people, all these foreigners, to come in here to be able to help us out as Americans. So it's kind of a crutch for us to have to always rely on somebody else. I know it's kind of off subject to this, but it's a good thing to think about. Is just thinking about the countries involved. Now, I don't know how, like, Norway and Denmark and shit do they stuff, but it just seems odd, and I'm assuming that they might be on the same kind of, like, education push as us, where there ain't much, which is like, hey, yeah, push everybody through. My wife gets mad all the time. They just push kids through. They not ready for nothing. They just want to get them off, check a list, get money for them, and get them on out the hell up out of here, man. It's crazy, dog.
Yeah, it really is.
It is definitely crazy.
I got about 5 points off of that, man. I don't want to be talking too much, but
Are you good?
First off, in life, you know, a lot of things is black and white and gray at the same time. Because just think about it, fam. We can go over here to these niggas in Africa who talk like and boo boo baga garito, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But them niggas, to the average American or to the person who's been educated in a school system, they look like some dumb niggas. But you go, they got huts that's immaculate. They got traps set up to get their animals. They are surviving and thriving in their environment. So I said that to say this: IQ and everything really is subjective. Because I mean, so if you got all this intelligence, you got a degree from Oxford and Harvard, what the hell good is that gonna do over here in the Sahara Desert unless your designation of your study was the Sahara Desert? You know what I'm saying? So I think it's very.
That's why they say IQ is not universal intelligence. It doesn't mean that's the only sign of your intelligence level. That's just a test.
It's just a test.
Like standards, yeah.
Exactly, and also with saying that, everybody is necessary in the village. The reason why the elders are necessary, the reason why the babies are necessary, and the reason why the middle generation is necessary, because there is going to be difference throughout the learning and throughout the information that's passed through these generations. You know, so the older is always going to have an experience that the younger doesn't have. You know, they might have heard about it, they might have been able to gather some wisdom by hearing these stories, but they're going to have a time and a place that they can't go back to, so they can't experience the way that certain things were. And the older people can't experience the things that the younger people have experienced with a fresh, undeveloped mind to be able to shape it the way that the young people are experiencing it. So that's why everybody's necessary in the village. That's like that piece when I was just saying earlier about, you know, it's a mixing pot. We got to mix the old wisdom with the new information and create knowledge, in turn giving us the power. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, it's a very gray area, because we need everybody. We need the dummies, you know, just and they need the smart people, because the people who's most intelligent gonna
laborers,
feel
managers,
you know people's gonna feel like
chief.
People's gonna feel like they're too good to do a certain kind of job, and the other person's gonna be appreciative to do that job, and that's just part of the ecosystem of the world that we live in, you know. So everything has a place in the kingdom.
Oh yeah. So my last question on this before we move on. So one of the factors that they say is part of this Flynn effect on why we increase usually with each generation. One of the factors is we get more cognitively demanding jobs. So the jobs get more complex than, you know, simple things that, like back in the day, they had to do. It's a lot more complex. There's more technology, stuff like that. It's gotten, you got to think a little bit more, use that computing power. Now, with that being said, and we've talked about it on here before, a lot of these jobs are gone to AI now. There's not going to be a whole lot of thinking in a lot of these jobs, because AI is doing the thinking. And especially, we went over results for Gen Z and what their most like wanted jobs are, and it's like streaming, things like that. It's stuff like this, even being on podcasts and things like that. A lot of them don't have a goal of doing some crazy, like being a mechanic or some shit like that, a plumber or anything. Yeah, they want to be a streamer. They want to be an influencer and stuff like that. So if there's not a lot of cognitively demanding jobs, what do you think is going to happen to that? I don't care about the IQ score. What do you think happens to the generation's intelligence levels over time if they don't have any more of those demanding jobs that make you think?
It's just gonna keep going down, man.
It's gonna keep going down. It's gonna keep going down.
It's not gonna get any better for them if they're not put in real life situations where they gotta use their brains to come up with the solution to a problem. So, and as long as folks have the cheat sheet with your phone or whatever, it's always gonna be something that they're gonna rely on to get things done with, man. So I think in general, as time goes on, it's just gonna keep going down, man. And if I ain't mistaken, the Flynn effect says it's gonna go down, right? The next couple of generations is gonna keep going down, then it'll
that reverse effect. There's a lot of people studying.
Boy, I tell you what's crazy though, Dutch. What you was just saying about the jobs getting more complex. I think just put it this way, in the line of work that I have been in, you know, I have just worked in several different manufacturing plants, and it seems like they're getting dumber. The operation that I'm working at now is more of an old school operation. Like we build wood furniture, office furniture, and like my job is to build certain bases, but I sand all the white raw wood that comes through there, you know, and I work pretty fast. I do a good job. I have to repair the wood and everything, but it's just like it would be a really hard task for a robot or something to do this. You know, it's easy for them to go through on the line and paint. But, you know, I know certain things in the wood. I know how it's supposed to look. There's certain ways that I'm going to have to do it. And then on the other end, you know, we got people sewing the material for it. Then we got the other builders over here. So the operation is like a more old school operation. Not a lot of automation and things like that. So I think it goes back to that thing what we were saying earlier, you know, about the IQ. It's just different levels, because you know, being able to run a computer program and be able to press them buttons, you know, some of them are simplified, but, you know, having to understand the different codes and stuff that have to be input to run these machines, man, that's technical. But, you know, it's also a hell of a skill you have to take into consideration when you're doing something like upholstery or actually building something with your hands and having to remember the certain parts that have to get configured to be able to assemble something. So, man, it's just... there's so many different ways to look at what is intelligence, or, you know, what is intellectuality, man. It's kind of hard to judge. Everything is very subjective in this matter, you know.
I'm with you. Like you said, man, it takes a little bit of everything. Maybe a little bit
of everything. Bro.
People gonna have their strengths in different areas, and so it's like everybody put their strengths together, and you got one big full pumping machine, which is what we want.
But on the hold on though, but on the other end of that too, you know, all growing up and, you know, throughout my life, I've heard one of the most prominent fears in people's life is public speaking. You know, I thank God that I've always had courage over fear and never been like shy or scared to speak publicly. But I think that maybe a lot of people are being able to find their voice and find confidence in their voice because they are getting behind this screen. And then once they realize how they're able to, you know, translate that confidence in a real life conversation, I feel like that piece can be very powerful because conversation, quite frankly, does rule the nation. So, you know, once you're able to, you know, speak articulately and be able to be captivating to be able to gather an audience, you know, those are aspects that are very vital in life as well too. So, like, once again, everything is necessary to have, you know.
Yeah, the only thing I say with that is, because I see it a lot. You get all these people that can talk on social media, on the computer, stuff like that. And I see it with like watching my kids, man, especially my oldest teenagers. I'm like, yo, y'all can be on the phone all day long. You see each other in person. It's like y'all don't even know each other. It's like even that social skills. It's because they're so used to doing it on phones and stuff that it is hurting them when they're actually in person. It's like, damn, if you can't get behind the screen, but then it kind of goes back now. Majority of my meetings now are behind the screen. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My company's in Chicago. It ain't like we meet up every week in Chicago and having a face-to-face meeting. Shit is all remote now because everybody's everywhere. So it's interesting, man. I'm curious to see how that goes out, see how that plays. But let's go ahead and move into this last topic, man. And this is the old age topic that I'm glad we're bringing back around because I haven't heard anything on this in a while. And this is more so surrounding the impact of rap and hip-hop on our youth. It's just one of those things, man, that it's always... Anytime something is perceived as like violent, dangerous, anything, it's always, you got to keep it away from the youth, which obviously, I don't want nothing dangerous or harmful around kids in general, but what do you guys think, just essentially, on does rap influence our children negatively? Not necessarily just our children, but the youth in general.
Yes,
I'll go with they influence them, but I'm not going to choose if it influences positively or negatively because I think it affects everybody differently. But I'm always going to say that rap has a heavy influence on people who listen to it, whether it, and I'm not saying in a violent manner. I'm just saying it's very influential. I mean, it influences what we wear, what we drink, what we eat. Hell, I started smoking weed because of rap. You know what I'm saying? I mean, And I grew up in Gen X at a time where all they told us was drugs was bad. Drugs was bad. Don't do drugs. It's gonna fuck you up. Then I'm listening to rap music and they're like, shit, I'm smoking a joint. It's like, well, shit, it can't be that bad if they're talking about it and they selling it. So it's only natural you're gonna want to try it. I mean, the man came out with the album called The Chronic. You're fucking right, I want some. Of course I want some Chronic. You know what I'm saying? So I'm always going to say rap is influential, but I'm hesitant to give it a positive or a negative label simply because it affects everybody. It affects everybody differently, man, you know?
Once again, it's a very subjective subject. But I will say this. Let me bring it back to my own experience. Back to the foundation, you know, raised right, mama and daddy, family, you know, cousins, all that around, small town, Harrisburg, all that good stuff. So, I kind of had, you know, an understanding of morality and right and wrong. So, more so when I was listening to the rap music, I was already influenced by the world around me. So, rap music just kind of made some of the things that I was seeing make sense. Or I'm seeing this is what this is why Uncle Steve up the street takes that razor blade and cuts that Philly down the middle, because I heard a nigga say get the Philly blunt and I done seen the paper I can read. I'm putting these things together, or you know, just hearing certain things. I would say probably the most influence that I got from rap music was like you know, just a the imagery of the pimp, like having the girls, that was very impactful to me. Also, just the long hair aspect. I was fucked up over Snoop and Lil Bow Wow, nigga. So it was always the braids and the long hair for me. But as far as having a moral compass, I know I can't just get mad at this nigga and go fire on him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I can hear that in the song, and also, nigga, first off, if I get in trouble at school, mama's gonna torch me. So when you have that moral compass, it's like, yeah, certain things can influence you, but you have that limit. It's a threshold that you're not willing to cross or break, because you do know right from wrong. But I was influenced by our big cousins, Dutch, as far as from the street aspect. But then when I'm hearing certain things in song, I'm weighing up a quarter on the scale, about to go sell it, and I'm like, oh, this is 7 grams. This is why them niggas is saying, oh, I'm gonna sell a Vic or something like that. And I'm like, oh, so it makes sense now. So I would say that rap music kind of helped me navigate and connect the dots, more so influence, because there are certain things that I was destined to be without rap music. As far as I'm an open book, I'm a real blood, Westside Fruitown Brim, 37 Drive, so the dreadies and the blood, it all came. I was already wanting to be bloody from a kid and just being so infatuated with California culture. So when Lil Wayne started throwing the bees, and he's already my main dog, it just made sense. So the correlation just kind of solidified that, dang, you are doing something right. You are doing something cool, because Lil Wayne is involved in something like this as well. But I would say, man, with this, back to how we were saying how the information is received, and how everything's such a short attention span, but everything is of shock value. So when you see something that wants to grab your attention, I think a lot of labels and stuff are pushing these kids, knowing that you're 15, you're talking about spinning and swilling and drilling. Fam, you ain't even graduated middle school. You haven't even seen no homicide like this, fam. You haven't even been outside long enough. So I think, the fact that the labels are propagating this stuff is just, I think it's just a wave, fam. I don't think it's going to stay like this forever, because it's really a shift happening in hip-hop. Shout out to D1 and, the positivity that he's bringing into the game and linking with other people and talking about a different subject matter to where we can be unified. Man, like Big J said, big brother, it's about who you are, fam. It has nothing to do with the music. It has nothing to do with a gun. It has nothing to do with what you see the people around you do. It is about when those prime developmental years from ages 3 to 7, who was in your life to influence you and build that foundation, and how is that going to play on the decisions you make throughout the rest of your life. Yes, music can play a part if you grab onto it like that. Music moves people. It's made to move people. But if I don't have a daddy at home and I'm hearing somebody say something and I really love his music and that frequency just does something to my heart, I'm going to have a stronger relationship to that artist versus somebody who got mama and daddy in the home instilling and placing values within them. You know what I'm saying? You can be influenced by whatever. You could be going to school and reading a book about Napoleon, and you can develop little man complex, because Napoleon was a little guy and went around taking stuff to try to assert his dominance. So whatever you grab onto, if you don't have that sense of reality, and that firm foundation, anything you look at can be a muse of your destruction.
Yeah, I definitely believe it is. I think it's subjective, and I think it is. It really depends on the person, just like anything. Just like I could see somebody smoking a cigarette as a kid. Is that going to influence me to smoke a cigarette? Some people it will, some people it won't. I can see somebody, I think about it all the time. I think about some people, I'm like, we both grew up seeing this motherfucker do crack. Why would you want to do crack? After seeing what happens to them and all that, to me, my headspace, I'm gonna be like, okay, that looks horrible. I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Then somebody else can see that same thing, say it's horrible, and then still do it because they were influenced by it for whatever reason. So I think it kind of goes back to like video games. Like we used to hear, like when I was growing up, Grand Theft Auto was a top thing. All the kids gonna play Grand Theft Auto, and they gonna go out here robbing and killing people. I played that game shit hours and hours and hours and hours, and I never went out and shot and killed nobody or nothing like that, or any of the shit they was doing in GTA. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it can be influential if you let it. And to Wiggs's point, I think it's the people that you have around you that I'm not gonna let it happen. Like, I think about it like with my kids and stuff now. If we're in the car and the radio, something comes on, like hip hop, I gotta be on my P's and Q's. I'm like, I don't know what the hell the song about to say. Might talk about shaking ass and stuff. I don't want my daughters to be sitting here listening to this song thinking they'd be out here shaking ass and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So they can listen to it, but they know Daddy's gonna set that tone that ain't none of this shit happening. It's just an entertaining song. Get that shit out your head. You know what I'm saying? But can that influence them later on? It possibly can. I have no idea how it's going to affect them later on in life. I don't see that behavior out of it now, but hey, they're still young. Anything could happen. So you kind of see, we'll see how it goes. But question on this, do you guys think we are blaming music for a deeper social issue?
Absolutely.
Yes. Also, okay, I'm gonna answer that question first. Yes, I think we are. I think we as a race of people, and when I say race of people, I don't mean black people. I mean the whole entire America. You feel what I'm saying? We want somebody to blame. We love pointing the fingers, and everybody feels like they have a platform to express themselves via internet. So I think that's the main thing. Some people's gonna say music. Some people's gonna say movies. Some people's gonna say school system. It's literally so gray. It's everything, and it depends on the person, And also back, Big J, look, boy, you seen Shotters? Have you seen the movie Shotters?
I know I hadn't seen it. I know
you ain't seen it. Look. So, anyways, back to imagery and how music and some of the things I seen influenced me. I remember one time me and Mr. Deuce. We was in a situation, and it was almost like we was in a similar situation to where it looked like a scene from the movie, and we both just looked at each other and started singing the song, "Baby, you ready to let's go" from the movie. You know what I'm saying? So that was another one of them instances where we're actually doing this in real life, not trying to be like the movie, but an instance arrives where it's like that. And we made the correlation, so almost like solidifying, hey, this is like something we watch, fam. It's crazy that we doing it too.
Right, like imitating art.
Oh, it definitely
but yeah,
does.
back to that point though, Dutch. Yeah, I think it's I think, man, people just want something to blame. Nobody likes to look in that mirror and just take accountability and say, yes, the music, it did influence me. I was going through this, but at the end of the day, I know right from wrong. I made the decision, because I can go listen to somebody talking about shooting somebody up, selling dope, and then just have my adrenaline pumped up and be able to go in here and give a great presentation at work or something. You know what I'm saying? It's not necessarily hyping me up to do what the music is saying, but I think it's just the frequency and how it interacts with your soul and just the feel of certain patterns of music produces that it can give you a little boost, or it can put you down. I mean, there's songs I want to listen to. A Boosie song came up this morning and made me think about our cousin Jordan, and then I listened to another one thinking about J-Rock. So then I listened to two more songs that I knew will invoke some emotion, so I could have an outpour of certain things. So it's just like anything. You just got to know how to use it to your advantage, to where it's more positive than a negative outcome.
Hey, what do you think about it being connected? If we're blaming it, if we're blaming the music for deeper social issues, what's your thoughts?
I'm thinking that rap gets a lot of blame because of that, but all rap is doing is telling the stories of those social issues. Those social issues were there long before rap was created. It wasn't until rap came around that those social issues were brought to light. And for someone like me who didn't grow up I didn't grow up in the inner city or anything like that, more or less a suburb kid, so to say. So I didn't grow up in the inner city, so I wasn't exposed to the social issues that are taking place in the inner city.
Oh,
Yeah.
But rap allowed me to learn about those social issues. Rap allowed me to see those social issues at play. Rap allowed me to
beyond your
understand exactly
neighborhood,
what is
stuff
going
like
on.
that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So without rap, I would be ignorant to all of those things. And I think without rap, a lot of people are ignorant to those things, and that causes them to place the blame on rap, but they really just have no idea of what's going on because they've never been around those. So they've never been in those situations to understand what is going on in those social issues. So I think
It's
rap
just
has
like
always
any-
got an unfair blame. And
Oh, yeah.
I was saying a lot of it does have to do with us being black. We're gonna get blamed for a lot of shit. If something goes bad,
yeah.
and black folks are doing it, we're gonna get all the blame for it. So as soon as we came out, started doing something that showed creativity, positivity, and
Yes.
also made money as well. Shit, folks was gonna shit on that as much as they could, whether it was gangster rap or conscious rap. They were gonna shit on it,
Yes.
and that's just the
Oh,
way it
yeah.
is.
And also,
I saw-
also another thing.
Go ahead, Wiz.
I was just gonna say another one of our superpowers is taking our shit and making it shine. So, like Jason was saying, we just depicting the stories of the different things we see in our neighborhoods via region, through the rap music, but also within saying that, it's a very subjective topic because what do y'all want us to do? Just cry on our pity, or like Jason said, we can turn this in for monetary value and let y'all know what's going on, and we're gonna make it cool, and we're gonna look cool while doing it. So that's where people correlate the struggle with thinking that we're glorifying it or making it cool, just because we try not to dwell in our sorrows. We've been getting the short end of the stick in the country, and we've been turning it around and making it good every time, and they hate the resilience in us. So it's almost like they're just feeding into it. At the end of the day, and I can sound racist saying this, shout out to the white people. I love white people. I got a white baby mama. You feel what I'm saying? But the main game in America is keep the ball away from the nigga, and we keep on finding a way to score the basket, bro. And they can say, "Oh, you tripping? You just an angry black man." No. If you look throughout history, throughout the different codes, throughout the different legislation that's passed, it all has done happen at the brink of a gain for black people, or right after we have gained. So, I mean, it's no secret. That's literally the name of the game. So we can sit here and sugarcoat it and do all of this, but that's literally the name of the game. Keep the nigga down. So we gonna keep going through it. Let's just keep making it shine.
So my thing is, if you look at the history of hip hop and what it started on, especially bringing awareness to what's going on in communities, things like that. What's happening that they're not telling you about that's happening, and that was the best part about rap and hip hop, was being able to express that. It's a form of art. You're expressing that through the music, through some dope ass beats, hooks, shit like that. But you were able to get that out there, positive, negative, it didn't matter. You giving your life experiences out there, and then what happened is, to me, it's just how I saw hip hop evolve. Is then you started getting into a little bit more of the gangster rap side, and then they saw, when I say they, I'm talking about music execs, saw how impactful that style of rap. I like to stress that it's a style. Gangster rap is a style of rap. It ain't just all rap and hip hop. Gangster rap is a certain style, just like crunk is, anything. So once they realize how much money can be made off of that, it's just like anything in this world. Everything feeds off of negativity, violence, anger, disputes. Like we talk about social media, you'll get more interactions and shit off of negative things than versus saying something positive. And that's just how it is. And the music execs did that same thing and say, okay, this negative gangster hard shit, the fight, Tupac and Biggie beefing and shit. Oh hell yes, this sells. So we wonder now, man, why do they keep signing some of these dudes that keep going out committing crimes and shit like that, keep in and out of jail? Don't they see that, think that's a waste of money? It's like, no, they want that shit because that is what's gonna sell the most money, is the person that's out here. And that's why you get so many of these fake ass gangster rappers that go out here and make up all this shit because they know that's what's gonna sell. And if we keep pushing that, and that's the problem about not having representation at those higher levels. And that's why you gotta salute people like Jay-Z and stuff like that, because they will promote that good positivity stuff because they know we don't need just gangster rap. We need some, we need the J. Cole's in the world and stuff. We need people to push that positivity to us as well too. Yeah, there's moments where I'm riding and I want that good old hard gangster rap because I'm feeling in that mood. But then, I want me some good conscious rap, some good old, we interviewed Big V. I want some good old conscious hip hop, you know what I'm saying, to, just feel good on and stuff like that. But they know that gangster rap sells. And I saw, too, that violent crime dropped in the 90s and 2000s while gangster rap peaked. So how can we even kind of associate that rap, that violent stuff is leading to all these issues? Rap is considered like the most dangerous music compared to other genres as well, too. And it's like, why? Because of gangster rap, that's one form. You know what I'm saying? It's one form.
I'll say this, Dutch. I feel like the reason why rap music as a whole gets so much scrutiny is because it really is the only genre with so many different subject matters. I mean, when you go listen to a country song, it's probably a range of 2 or 3 topics that you're probably going to encounter. When you go over to R&B, there's 2 or 3 topics. When you go over here to soul, there's 2 or, it's a few. I mean, it's different variations of the topics, but the subject matters is kind of basically the same. You can go over here to rap. Eminem's gonna have a song about how he's the greatest rapper, and then he's gonna have a song about killing his mama. Then he's gonna have a song about him and Dr. Dre having 3 different situations, killing people and raping girls and all of this. Then you go over here to Pimp C. He gonna teach you how to pimp a hoe. Master P's gonna teach you how to cook crack. Then you're gonna go over here to J. Cole. He's gonna teach you how to start a successful rap career. Killer Mike's gonna teach you how to start an LLC. And I think just the music and the beats and the pattern is it's such a wide range that it gets so much scrutiny because it has all of those elements involved within. You can put something on it. It's like spoken word. You can write a poem about anything. You can put anything you want on this beat and make it, and make it resonate with somebody. So I think that is one of the main reasons why rap music gets so much scrutiny, and it's just because the subject matter. I mean, you look at it now, these white boys is starting this, like this country rap thing, and it's hard. And they got some hard trap beats, and then they'll throw a little banjo and stuff in there, and it seems like they're authentically being themselves. And I just feel like hip hop is a place where you can come and be whoever you want and put it down in your style. But as long as you kicking it like this, man, we gonna rock with you. But you ain't gonna. Oh, I said it to say this because really, people been talking about hoeing and tricking and trapping and doing all that back in the day. I mean, you can look at some of the soul songs. Bobby Womack, one of my favorite songs, Across 110th Street. He hits you with Across 110th Street, pimps trying to catch a woman that's free. Across 110th Street, junkies trying to, all that. That's what he's talking about in the song. So it's like
rapping about experiences.
Yeah,
about experiences. That's what all the music does. Is really reflect experiences.
Fam, or one of my mama's favorite song is the SOS band. It's Baby, we can do it. Take your time, do it right. We can do it, baby. What are we gonna do? Y'all know what they talking about doing. But when you look at Sexy, right? Come on, fam. But when you look at Sexy Red and they talking about, eat booty hole brown and all that, we looking at it like, oh, she's crazy, she's tripping. Fam, it's just a bigger platform to be seen now. You got social media being posted. That's the only difference. It's being placed on a bigger scale. That's the only difference. They've been talking about this same stuff back in the day. All them white artists when they was getting high off the shroomies and the coke back in, they making music with decoded messages in there. So like, it's just seen on a bigger scale now, so people there's more fingers pointing at it. That's all. Versus where the only way you're going to hear what Nirvana's saying in their music if you're a true Nirvana fan. But now you can be scrolling through and somebody done posted about Nirvana, so it's giving you a little slice of their world. That's all. We just privy to more information. That's it. Ain't nothing changed for real, though.
I got you. I appreciate y'all. So let's go ahead and let's do our takeaways on both of these topics. So let's go back to the Gen Z joint. What's our main takeaways from that overall discussion on Gen Z with the lower IQ scores compared to their parents?
All right.
Go ahead, Jason.
All right. I was going to say, to go back to what I was saying earlier, my takeaway is that Gen Z is. I'm not gonna call Gen Z dumb. I'm not gonna say that they're dumber just because their IQ scores are saying that their IQ scores coming in lower than their previous generations. I ain't gonna lie, man. ChatGPT gave me a great analogy, and the analogy was that it said this is like judging a player only on free throws. The IQ is just one metric.
Yep.
Gen Z might not be scoring high on the free throws, but they're elite at the three ball, tech, creativity, and adaptability.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, man, I think I don't know, man. I get why they say the IQ scores might be coming in lower, but when I see, from what I see, I just don't see it. And what I experience, I just don't see it. Their IQ scores might be lower, and that goes back to what I'm saying. Maybe they need to change the test because I'm not seeing it, man. These kids seem smart as hell to me, man. They're I ain't gonna lie, they're low key intimidating. They know too much. You know what I'm saying?
They do.
It's like you look at things that they're doing. Like they're not jumping in to buy a house. You know, one thing that our parents always told us, you know, you gotta go to college and buy your house and be successful. This, that, and the other. And kids are like, shit, I ain't got no money, so I ain't gonna fuck myself up. I ain't getting no house. The kids, they're not having premarital sex because. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They seen what's going on with the generation before them, so they ain't running around having unprotected sex like a lot of us was back in the day. They ain't popping babies out all over the place. You know what I'm saying? So I can't front on Gen Z. I'm not gonna front on Gen Z just because they say the IQ scores are lower, man. I just think they're in a good place, man. Like I said, man, I trust where they're gonna go. I trust where they're gonna take the country to the next level. I say it like that. I have a lot of faith in Preston.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, Jason. I agree with Jason 100%. But my main takeaways, we keep it short and sweet. Keep your young hoe and keep your old hoe if you ain't married. So that way, you just bridge the gap between both generations because you're going to need that young hoe to show you how to work at DoorDash and, you know, all them electronic things. And you got your old hoe to pull out the old tricks. So keep your old one and the young one. That's my takeaway.
So my takeaway on this, I'm with you on there, Jason, that I don't, just from what I've seen too, it's like, man, these dudes is highly intelligent. I don't see, and I understand this test might be saying, I'm like, shit, give me an IQ test. I'm sure my shit gonna look crazy as hell too. But nah, it's just, I don't see it. Like, from my own interaction, yeah, I can definitely see the attention span, shit like that, for sure. But I don't see it, and I don't think it's gonna have that negative impact on us. The thing I do worry about is the generations going forward that aren't back to that point of the demanding jobs, and us not having jobs are gonna be too thought provoking. That does, you know, cause me a little bit of worry. But with Gen Z, I'm with you, man. I feel like, especially when you look into politics and stuff now, Gen Z pushes back more than anybody, dog. Gen Z's up, like, they not running through the traditional shit. Like, I think millennials were the last ones that kind of stuck to like traditional shit. You'll see some millennials break away from that. Yeah. But Gen Z is like, hell no, we're not doing none of that traditional shit. Because we've seen what happens when you do that traditional shit. And we don't have a problem telling y'all kiss our ass. So that's kind of how I see it. That's kind of my takeaway on it. Let's wrap up this wrap on the community, the influence on youth. What's y'all's takeaways on that joint?
I think the best thing for us to do is keep challenging people to rise to the occasion. You know, with conversations like this and people being more conscious about the input and the output, I think everything will fix itself, brother. You know, life is about being conscious of what you're doing. You know, I've heard that term a lot since I've been a kid, but you know, you hear a lot of shit and it doesn't necessarily resonate. But you know, as I get older, I'm just understanding what is being conscious. You know, a conscious eater. That don't mean you have to be on a strict diet, but you can think, okay, I done had a pop today, nigga. I need to give my body some water, you know, so I can actually replenish my thirst. You know, replenish my hydration. You know, so I just think with us keep having these conversations, and you know, with other people in this space, and just with all the different discussions just about all the different aspects of music and what it does for people, as long as we're being mindful of everything that we do and us having this conversation. If I was going to go make a rap song, you know, maybe put a positive message or something in there, because a wise man once said, "You supposed to become the change that you want to see." And Michael Jackson said, you know, he's looking at the man in the mirror. So in order for us to, you know, be the you know, the catalyst of this change, you know, we just gotta just do our part, whatever way that we can, you know, whatever way that we can affect something. We just gotta try to do our part, and as long as you know, we're moving in a realm similar to that, I think as far as our reality, it'll be fine. At the end of the day, we can't really worry about everybody's reality because we can only control what we can control. So I think just being conscious of what you're listening to, being conscious of the things that you're trying to do, music can be very powerful, and it can be a very positive aspect of your life.
Absolutely. Yeah. My takeaway, man, rap is definitely influential, but like I said earlier, rap gets a bad rap on when we speak on the influences of rap. I don't think it is as bad of an influence as folks try to make it out to be. But I will acknowledge that rap is absolutely influential. To influence me, rap has played a large part in my life. So again, I got nothing but love for rap, got nothing but love for hip hop, the hip hop culture, hip hop community, and I always will. And I'm always going to defend it. So, you know, my takeaway is, hey, listen to your shit, enjoy your shit. Don't let nobody tell you your shit ain't no good. Fuck 'em.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I'm with you. My takeaway on this is, one, rap and hip hop is the number one genre of music in the world. So we can't say it ain't influential, because it is. It's the number one genre in the world, even though it's labeled the most dangerous, the most negative, yada, yada, yada. It is the number one for a reason, because it is in the world. You know what I'm saying? Not just the United States, in the world, it is the number one genre, because it is so influential in any way, good, bad, whatever. Everything can be taken good, bad, however it can influence you. Kind of how we discussed. It's up to you how you take it and perceive it. My main takeaway with this too is, again, we need to have more of us at those tables, running these labels, things like that. And I'm loving seeing these independent artists doing things their own way. That's why I love like the Russell, things like that. Like, people are pushing their own stuff without going through these companies. And to me, that's when we're going to get all this good music, good positive music, because we don't have to worry about just trying to sell the negative shit, which, again, the gangster rap and all that shit, whether you see it positive, negative, it's influential, and it's some good-ass music. You know what I'm saying? This is somebody's experience. There's somebody in Cali, I live here on the West Coast, somebody in Cali can be rapping this shit. I'm going to connect with them, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter. I can connect with them. I can feel it. It's influential. I love it. But I just want everybody to understand that there's different levels to this. It's huge. It's big. Hip-hop's not all negative. I know they only just promote the ass shaking and the terrible thug shit. You know what I'm saying? That's a part of it. But that's not the whole thing. So that's my takeaway on that. So let's go ahead and move into our real talk or clickbait to wrap this bad boy up.
Hold on, Dutch. I gotta say one thing, big brother.
Nah, man, you done had your wrap up, man. You don't get no damn two extra. You done came on the show and try to get you an extra takeaway and shit.
Nah. I just
ahead.
dang, see, nigga, you done made me forget what I was gonna say. Oh, no. Nah, while we on the topic, all right, I need the 3 most influential rap songs. No, bro, come on, we on this rap. Now let's bring it back personal. What's y'all's 3 most influential rap songs that still a go-to to this day when you need that pick-me-up, or, you know, you me started off, or what?
It's too hard for me to pick a song. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, I mean, it's you know, different circumstances.
What you got?
All right. Here's my 3. I'm going with Cannon, little, Cannon out the Dedication 2, Lil Wayne, all them, DJ Drama. And I'm going with another Lil Wayne. I'm going with y'all, Mr. Mike Tyson flow, uppercut. Y'all, shout out to Dutch for putting me on that when I was a kid. And then Ambitions as a Rider, Tupac. I can put them 3 songs on, and I'm turned for whatever occasion, bro.
Right.
I'm not mad at you. It's
Right.
hard for me to do a song. Like, I can tell you the artist that I'm going to go to when I need something like that. Like, I'm always one Jada Kiss. If I feel like I need to get back. Wayne, there's always going to be a time where
Always
Wayne,
something.
But
Always.
it's just because that was what I grew up on. So it's going to take me back to those memories and that feeling. It's hard, man.
It is
I don't
hard.
have like a specific song I can go to.
Yeah.
But it's so many people, and it just depends on the mood. That's why I said I love hip hop, because it just depends. Like, I might want to listen to some Luda. I feel like I'm in a Luda type mood today. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Based on how his flow of music goes, or how Tip's flow of music goes, I might be feeling that way. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard, man. It's hard.
Yeah, Yeah, best I can give you, man. I can give you "Life's a Bitch" with Nas and AZ.
Yes, sir.
That one always gets me in my feels. The Ill Out with Redman, Keith Murray, and Lil Jamal. That's probably my all-time favorite song right
Yeah. Okay.
there.
Let's see.
And then probably, man, shit, I can't front, man. Shit, man, I don't know. Probably anything by Jay-Z, man. Public service announcement, or anything off Reasonable Doubt.
Ooh,
Anything
hey, yeah, that public service announcement, it's something about them keys that dun when it comes in.
This might be the first Jay-Z song he's ever
Yes,
made.
sir. It's just, it gives you that feeling. Plus, he got the Black Panther audio in the background too. Ooh.
Yeah. And then when he talks about he's got the baddest bitch, I was like, shit, can't front on Jay when he's coming out hollering about I got the baddest bitch in the game. So
Wearing my chain. It's like, oh.
yeah, probably be my three. If I had to go off the top of my head. I'd have to go through my playlist to really look at it though.
Hey,
I like
boy.
to go pick an album. Like, I'll go to
Yeah.
Cordae's Lost Boy, and I'll play
Yeah,
that
yeah,
album
yeah.
just straight through, and I need a clear mind or something like that. Just because I love that flow, and I like the way that his music, the mood it puts me in. And I know, oh man, I want that feeling again. So I'll go back and listen to it to get that feeling again. So that's
Right.
kind of how it works for me, for sure.
Dang, Jason, that's crazy, boy, because Jay-Z, that nigga said, I got the hottest chick in the game wearing my chain. That's right, ho. Not DOC, but similar to them letters. No one can do it better. I check cheddar like a food inspector. My homie Slick told me, dude, finish your breakfast. So that's what I'm going to do. Take him back to the dude with the Lexus. Fast forward the jewels in the necklace. I'm going to show you dudes what I do to protect this. Shoot at you actors like movie directors. Woo!
Say the movie, y'all.
Yes, sir. Woo!
James, it's influential.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
All right, let's do this real talk of clickbait. This one was interesting. I ain't gonna lie. So when you sent this one, I was like, oh hell.
I'm gonna let y'all go first, and then I'll speak on it.
I'm going.
Man.
I'm going first.
I gotta hear what y'all gotta say.
Man, listen,
All right,
check
so-
this out.
Hold on. Real talk, we gotta put it out here. Real talk or clickbait. So for those that don't know, at the Daytona 500, for those that don't watch NASCAR, it's like the Super Bowl of the races. And Michael Jordan's driver won. What's his name? Tyler Reddick.
Yep.
Tyler Reddick won. So of course Michael Jordan gets excited and shit. And there's a viral clip going around of him smacking T Reddick's son's ass, kept grabbing it, slapping it, and shit like that. So real talk or clickbait, the shit he did with that boy's son was highly inappropriate and borderline pedophile type shit. So what we thinking? You want to go first with real talk or clickbait?
Bruh, that's clickbait, fam. Like, if you look at the video, fam, he's not fondling with the kid. He's got a hold of his shirt and he's shaking it. And I've done seen the information's done came out. They had just won. So there's ice being poured on people's head. The little boy had ice in the back of his shirt and Jordan's doing like this. How retarded do we think Michael Jordan has never had a scandal. He's never been accused of anything. The only time that any negativity was placed around his name is when his father got killed and they try to act like his gambling had a part to do with that. That is the only thing, bro. So you think this nigga's gonna wait? He just had a birthday on February 17th. Shout out to Taylor Turner, my dog. You know what I'm saying? That's her birthday too. That's why I always remember that. But anyway, fam, you think he done went this whole time? The greatest. He's got eyes on him everywhere he goes. There's people that rent homes from him and everything, and they got pictures of him shooting free throws and, you know, intimate locations and everything. It would have done came out by now. It don't look pedophilic. It's just crazy that even black people want the demise of a black person, the way that they share false information and narratives on the internet, bro. And I just think, golly, it's crazy. Y'all think that he's really would be doing that. And even if he was touching his butt, y'all don't know the relationship that he has. Like, are we gonna say everything's weird? Don't you better not have your niece sitting on your lap. Like, oh, you're a pedophile if I see your niece sitting on your lap, or oh, if I see you give your son a kiss on the cheek, you're gay. Like, bro, come on, fam. When are we gonna go back to just having fun and love and the aspect? Stop playing these faggot ass pause games and shit all the time and looking at everything from a queer eye. That's just my take. That's me.
Good Lord. Sorry, y'all. Let me see. My real talking clickbait. I'm gonna say, when I first saw it, I was like, what the hell going on here? I was like, what the hell? First thing I said, I see him going over there doing the kind of, what the hell going on here? Then you get the whole context of what's happening. I was like, okay, his driver won. That's it. I was like, I don't even know whose kid that is. I thought it was just some random kid. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And then I realized, okay, that's his driver's son. So then it goes back to the context, and I'm like, okay, that's I'm like, they know each other. You know what I'm saying? It ain't like it's just some random ass kid that he's messing with. I don't know the relationship of them. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was glad to see Tyler Reddick come out and speak on it and stuff too, and they asked him about it. And so at first, my first thought of it, I was like, nah, I ain't gonna think he's a pedophile or nothing like that. I think it got so much to me, so much heat to it, just because we got all this Epstein shit going on with underage girls and all this shit. So it's already heavy with underage, sick, rich motherfuckers going on. So then you see another rich motherfucker do something that looks questionable without any context. And again, social media for you, there's no context with anything. You just see a clip. Like how I did, I just saw it, I'm like, what the fuck? So I can understand why a lot of people saw it and was like, what the hell's going on here? But unlike some people, I'll actually want to know what the hell's going on.
Yeah,
exactly. Do a little bit digger deep, and I'm like, okay, he won the Daytona 500. This is his son. It's his driver. So obviously MJ's gonna know this boy's son. Like I'm sure he's known him for several years, and he ain't gonna let nobody. Ain't no man gonna let him just because he's Michael Jordan touch on his son and shit like that. Fam. You know what I'm saying? So
wrong, Michael.
I think it's clickbait. I think they. I didn't even think they were trying to do it to like be nasty with Michael and try to like kill his image or anything. I didn't see it that way personally. I didn't see them attacking him because he was black or anything. I think they were just trying to make a clickbait worthy thing with everything going on with this Epstein shit. I think they were just trying to paint another picture of another rich motherfucker touching somebody being inappropriate. I think that's why it was even a big thing, is because of what's going on in the climate right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we done seen well, my fault, Jason. I was just gonna say we done seen all these names of these well, let's just call it what it is. We ain't seen nothing but white people's name on that list. I mean, you know, it might be Chris Tucker and stuff, but there's no evidence coming out from the files saying that these black people was involved in these, you know, crazy things that was going on, you know, at these islands and these places. So I think this was just another failed attempt. Like Dutch said, I think it started off as just, a quick clickbait, but then they try to see, well, maybe we can put some legs on this and kill another one of the black heroes, you know. And then once they realize this is not what it is and it fizzled out, they just, you know, people in the media space is going to always take a chance. They're going to throw something at a wall till it sticks. And I think this is just one of the occasions where, yeah, you tried it, but no, it's not at that.
They get paid on what's trending, so as long as they make it trending, they don't care if it's anything is true, false, and that just goes to bad journalism, essentially. And we see this shit with all the pressure and shit from the president on these networks and shit like that, but that's a whole different subject there. So, Jay, what you got for us, man? You the NASCAR king here, man. What you got for us? Real talk or clickbait?
It is absolutely clickbait, man. It's clickbait. I saw the shit live. I watched the race. You know, like you said, I'm a big NASCAR guy. The kid's name is Bo Reddick. It's Tyler Reddick's kid. Michael Jordan is like a fucking grandfather to this kid. It was a year or two ago, they did a whole story on their relationship and the fact that Tyler Reddick's kid is going to grow up never knowing that Michael Jordan is who he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's never going to know that Michael Jordan was the greatest basketball player. He's going to know Michael Jordan as my dad's boss, my surrogate grandfather. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I saw it, I was like, oh, it's just a playful moment with him and Bo. That's it. That's all it was. But what tripped me out was watching the fallout on social media. And a lot of the shit came from black people. I can't front on that. A lot of the shit came from black people. But there was also a whole lot of other motherfuckers who was just saying shit for the sake of saying shit.
Yeah.
That didn't know shit. And it's like, man, all you gotta, it's like you said, you just gotta do a little bit of research.
Just a little bit.
You'll find out exactly what's going on in that situation. The biggest race of the year, Michael Jordan was celebrating with his team. He's the owner of the fucking team, man. It's like, come on, man. Like, this felt like it's funny, we was talking about IQ tests, and somebody was talking to me about it. We were talking about it. I said, this is like a IQ test, but it's a pass-fail IQ test. You know, you pass if you recognize that this is just a little playful moment between a man and somebody he has a close relationship with. You fail if you automatically assume this man is a pedophile. And chances are I ain't even gonna want to talk to you if you think some dumb shit like that.
Yeah,
over
real talk.
a situation like that. Because it's like you said, you want me to believe that this man is gonna come out to the entire world as a pedophile in victory lane of the Daytona 500. The shit don't add up, people.
No.
Come on. I know we love to see people fail. I know that's what we want. I know that's how life is. We want to see folks fail. But this is not a situation. It's not a situation where we should want to see Michael Jordan fail. So, and I'm not even a Michael Jordan guy. But I feel like
Especially
I
in
got
a predominantly white sport.
You know what I'm saying?
To see this black man have the success, like his driver won. That's got to be like the first black-owned, black-owned driver. That sounds horrible as hell. I don't know what the hell they call it. Black-owned team, whatever.
Yeah, first I would be shocked. As much as I know about NASCAR, I've never seen a black dude own a team the way Michael Jordan does. And not only does he own that team, he funds everything for that team. Hell, he's a part owner with Denny Hamlin, and Denny Hamlin had to borrow $10 million just to join in on Michael Jordan to buy the damn team. So it's like, that's Jordan's fucking team, man. He ain't gonna do no shit like that.
See, my thing is, the reason I think black people really got on it, because black people just have this thing with Michael Jordan in general. Well before all this shit, we've always felt like he has never done enough for black people. He don't speak up on, racial injustices, things like that. So there's always been this little negative stigma with Michael Jordan and black people. That's why I feel like he ain't never gonna have black people come to his rescue like that.
Right,
we'll always see him as the greatest basketball player and shit like that, but you're not gonna see a lot of them come to his personal side, because they're like, you never here with us when we ride and got some real shit going on, so I ain't gonna be here to defend your ass when you get yourself in a little sticky situation. So I think that's why we get a lot of pushback on it. To me, it didn't really, and again, I'm just going to base off my algorithm. It was one of those things that came and went. It wouldn't seem like a big deal, but it did come up, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then, again, the context. But you get, again, people, especially black people that don't really care for Michael Jordan like that because they feel like he doesn't do enough.
And the
They waste
LeBron
no
fans.
time.
Don't forget the LeBron
Oh, yeah,
fans.
the
going
LeBron
around that.
fans. They was probably sharing this shit. They was the main ones probably sharing that shit, boy.
Oh,
Sending
they
that
were.
all around.
On my timeline, all I saw was Bron fans talking shit. It's like, y'all really that pressed about basketball?
Yeah.
That y'all want this man to be a motherfucking pedophile?
Man.
It's like, come on, man.
Hey,
Like,
also
shit,
too,
man.
that's
like y'all
you,
know.
that's like you were saying, Jason. With the you was kind of judging people on a pass fail basis. How they view the picture, and it's just like, just everything we talk about tonight encompass this whole situation like perfectly, because it's just how the way people receive information. Everybody's so susceptible to just looking at something and taking it for face value instead of going in looking into it. I also seen this week DJ Vlad made a tweet, and he was saying some outlandish things, and it's like, to me, the average normal intelligent person can read that and see that it's a parody, like it's sarcasm. He's not saying anything truthful. Like, he's basically making precedence to the fact that the world's idiots and they just look at stuff and do no research, and it's just
He was proving the point that
proving the point.
people are just looking at shit at face value and not really believe anything on the internet.
Believe
we're doing
anything they see. We could take this.
Right.
We could.
He's like, see.
We could take this live recording of us and, you know, put a green screen and change the background, and people might think, oh wow, they're at a beach recording on a resort. We're literally at our homes respectively. You know what I'm saying? So it's like literally this day and age is so crazy. Imagery is powerful. Imagery is everything. So, you know, if you able to garner a person's attention to a quick 8 or 10 second thing, and then you're putting 8 to 10 second or still images in front of their face, you're setting them up to go off face value, and that in turn is, you know, is one of their goals. You know, even with the COVID and stuff, saying, oh no, don't do your own research, just trust us and take the vax.
Oh, yeah.
You know, just certain little things. I think they're really just seeing how far can we push these people and which way are they willing to go. You know, crazy.
Right.
Absolutely.
The crazy part about it all, for real, as a NASCAR fan, I'm not heavy into the NASCAR community, but I participate.
Yeah.
And this is all we do is fight. You know what I'm saying? We fight a lot. They put Bubba Wallace's picture up on something, next thing you know, we're fighting. It's just the way it is. The Michael Jordan shit made us all come together for about 36 to 48 hours, as we were all like, nah, y'all are taking this and running too far. And then, other than that, that's the closest I've ever been to the NASCAR community. Other than that, man, they just suck a dick, man, because most of them are racist assholes.
Yeah, they
Come on, man.
But it's funny how we all came together to defend Michael Jordan in this one instance, because it was
Yeah.
like, no, y'all are looking way too much into this. It's not as deep as y'all think it is. It really ain't.
Yeah.
So, but of course, after Sunday, we'll go back to hating each other when Bubba wins on Sunday, so they can go back to sucking dicks and all that shit. But, you know.
Oh yeah. But no, man, definitely appreciate that. Appreciate the topics, man. The real talk wigs. Definitely appreciate having you on, brothers.
Absolutely.
The insights is always, man, always good having another brain on here, man. Love it, man. Love it. Definitely challenge us as well too. So, man,
Oh, yeah.
definitely appreciate you, my brother. Definitely appreciate you. And as always, you've been listening to the Clearly Confused podcast with like your group chat, but with better audio. Definitely remember, if you need anything to be cleared up for you in this crazy ass world, and shit's happening and nothing makes sense anymore, hit us up, reach out to us on our socials. If there's anything you want to discuss, any kind of topics, anything like that, definitely hit us up. That's what we're here for. But other than that, we'll catch y'all next week. Peace.
Yes, sir. Peace.